Welcome back to another theory crafting session. We just finished reading One Piece chapter 1137, easily one of the biggest One Piece chapters we have ever gotten. This chapter possibly answered some questions that we have been asking since 2018. It is absolutely insane. It was a banger of a chapter. If you would like to be in these streams as we read the chapter and then go over it afterwards, all the links will be down there in the description below. We also have a Discord and a Patreon that will have the full uncut version of this live stream that we are about to go over. And of course, before we get into it, hit that subscribe, hit the noti bell if you want notifications every single time I post one of these videos. Let's get into discussing chapter 1137's madness. Join the conversation in the comments below. Much love. Hey, let's go, guys. So you think an older or younger brother or clone? I still don't know. I think that's what everybody's wondering, right? It might actually be twin, dude. But I've talked heavily about the Shanks twin theory, like every One Piece creator does, and I don't like it personally, or at least leading up to this moment, I just haven't liked the idea of it, and I was leaning a little bit more towards clone, like probably 2 chapters ago. It feels like brothers separated at birth. It really does feel like that for some reason, Shanks, the one that we know and love, who was found on, like during the God Valley incident, for some reason was either left out or separated or was not accepted by Garland or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but Shanks finally beat the allegations, guys. That's the first thing we need to talk about. Shanks beat the allegations. I am so happy about this. I was ready to die on that hill. I truly, in my heart of hearts, did not believe that it was the Shanks that we know and love ratting people out. It could not have been. Guess Shanks being a villain theory is out of the window. Yes, it is, and I'm happy about that. I don't want Shanks to be a villain. I don't mind him being another obstacle for like Luffy to surpass, but it's more on like a, you know, like a fatherly figure looking at him and being like, look at how far you've come, you know, you're lit now. I don't know. I'm thinking brother. I'm thinking brother in some capacity. This guy does look a bit different, you know, now like that we see the full aesthetic, you know, him with the long hair and all that. So that being said, I do feel like it's probably going to end up being some kind of brother. The reveal of Shamrock is nuts, though. Dude, this really is. This is easily one of the biggest reveals in like all of One Piece, dude. This is so crazy. Gunko, she is such a crazy demon, dude. Like, this chapter really showed just how savage she really is. Like, just, I was actually feeling bad for Loki because no matter how you cut it, like, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, like, homie's chained up. Like, he's chained up, blinded, and everything. Granted, it seems like he can see anyway, which is his observation like that. But, like, this is just f***ed up, right? Like, this is not good. Yeah, so is Gunko power similar to Sure Hits and JJK? Now that, okay, I like that concept a lot, Fuzo. It seems like it really could be, because like the way she says this, like those arrows are the confirmed path of my very future, a declaration of unavoidable violence. So like I really am curious if this is a if this is something that can beat observation hockey, right? So like say these arrows are coming for you, does it mean that you're just like are these guaranteed hits? Like it feels like they might be guaranteed hits, but I'm not totally sure. But that's a cool concept to think about, and also just makes her more of a menace, and also would fit the aesthetic of her just loving violence anyway, right? Your thoughts are that he climbed in the chest when they weren't looking, or during the fight, Shanks' mom put him in there to save him, but you still can't really see a family who has the standing to be Gorosei and leaders of the God Knights using their kid as a prize in a capacity, since the Celestial Dragons love to hoard and keep things to themselves. That's a fantastic point, Spyro. Honest to God, I think that's probably the best or most plausible case scenario is Shanks' mom wanted to do her best to at least save one child. She like knew she wouldn't be able to save both of them, so she made the very difficult and unfortunate choice to at least save one of them, and that's Shanks. And she saw the fact that, you know, hopefully he would have a better chance being raised by some of these crazy pirates instead of you know, being in the Holy Knights, that the Marie's Wild. Luffy confusing Shamrocks with Shanks you need. Oh, you know it's coming soon. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think Luffy is going to know immediately that that's not Shanks. I think for like 2 seconds, he's going to be like, Shanks, and he's like, nah, something's wrong. Like, I think for one moment, we're going to get a big brain Luffy because he knows Shanks and he's going to be like, no, your energy is not right. Like with Luffy's level of observation and awareness in that capacity, he's going to be like, no, this guy has a bad vibe about him. Did I notice Gunko's name card didn't say word noble like Shamrock did? Yes, I did. That is a great point. So, world noble. What I think that means, it just puts Shamrock on a higher level than everybody else. I mean, he's the commander of the Holy Knights, but it's not even a question. But like world noble is like another like thing, which I think that's going to say that Gunko is not of royal blood. She's just made it to a high position. But Shamrock specifically, quite obviously, is of royal blood. So he gets the world noble title on top of commander of Holy Knights, Holy Knight, all of that stuff. Gunko's arrow power is very similar to how Emu impaled King Cobra in the throne room. Ace? Now that's a crazy connection right there. But you're so right, Emu's attacks were arrow-based. Holy Knights raised as weapons since kids. Dude, I would fully agree with that. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's a given. With the way that this world government works, for sure. And I guarantee you that Figarlin picked the mother of Shamrock and possibly Shanks, obviously, purposefully. Like Figarlin knew that whoever the mother is in this particular situation, her blood, her lineage is important for some reason. Probably something to do with the D lineage, but if you can have the D lineage locked in within the world government and control that like particular line of D, for lack of a better way to put it, maybe that's what they're going for. But I'm willing to bet that A, the mother of Shamrock / Shanks was not necessarily a willing participant in all of this. And B, she has some crazy in-depth world history lineage to go with that. Yeah, you think he's a hockey man like Shanks, or do I think he has a devil fruit? I hope that he's just a hockey man. I don't want to see him with a devil fruit because it doesn't seem to make sense that he'd have a devil fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why. I mean, maybe it is just because I'm stuck on like just the character that Shanks is, but I don't think he would have a devil fruit. But bare minimum, if he does have a devil fruit, we're still not going to find out about that for a long time because I think he's going to be such a formidable foe without a devil fruit that if it does come to a point where he's pushed to need to use it, he's going to be a real demon at that point. You know what I'm saying? So Shamrock was talking about Loki to the Gorosei. I think so. I absolutely think so, Ball. That's what I'm guessing. No break next week too, so big W. Absolute facts, Had. Absolute facts. Also, Had, I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you in the streams, dude. Thank you for coming back. 3 out of 3 on catches. Let's go. Dubs in the chat. Also about Gunko Emu connection. Maybe they're related, or Emu has some sort of power to use all of the Holy Knights powers. Ooh. Or Gunko was in the throne room as well. Lots of different possibilities. So Ace, let's ride that for a second. I love your train of thought here, fam. So the first one I would like to rule out pretty quickly. I don't think Gunko was in the room. I really don't think Gunko was in the room. I honestly don't think the Holy Knights are even allowed in the room with the Gorosei. I still think that they're probably keeping a level of separation between the Holy Knights and then the Gorosei and then Emu, because Emu still is the most protected secret out there, right? So just intellectually speaking, it would be smarter for the world government to keep this information as thin as possible, right? So I would argue that just first off, lightly, Gunko's not in the room. So it was not Gunko using the arrow fruit. I love your concept of Emu having some connection to these Holy Knights and being able to use their fruits. I just love that idea. I think that opens up a world of possibilities for Emu, and really makes sense because Emu seems to be bestowing the powers onto the Gorosei, right? So Emu could very much have a direct trickle-down effect of all the powers being distributed throughout their command, right? So it's very, very possible that Emu can probably do everything that they can do, but better. What if Emu is actually some creature or monster and Emu doesn't have a DF but their own power? Dude, that could be a possibility as well. Emu could have been some kind of side product from the creation of devil fruits themselves. Like, Emu could have been created as a counterbalance to the immense power of devil fruits, but then Emu was the one who became corrupted as opposed to the people using the devil fruits inherently. That could be something pretty crazy, right? So if Emu can use other people's powers, are the Admiral's powers on the table? Tim, I would like to say yes, but my only reason why I would separate that is because I feel like Emu has created enough of a separation to where he's not actually directly dealing with the admirals. So I would say it stops at admiral. So if you have admiral down, that's all the relative quote unquote natural process of power gaining that we're aware of. I.e., you find a devil fruit in the wild, you eat it, you train, you get good hockey, you become powerful enough to rise up to those ranks. But anything above admiral has been groomed by Emu, in my opinion, in this like train of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So everything above admiral, which is, from what I'm aware of, correct me if I'm wrong if I'm missing anything, just the holy knights and then the elders and then Emu, right? So we just have those 3 tiers from that point on. And I think that is where Emu's grooming is in direct light, if that makes sense. We got a lot of comments. Bear with me, guys. Logia is being first, all of them being created. Logia is being the first or last to be made. Yeah. Hey, that is in line with one of your theories. We don't know how long Emu's been alive. At the very least, we know they've been around since the Joy Boy era. We ain't seen nothing about Sun God Nika yet. That's facts. And in theory, yeah, like, because we want to put a line on Emu just being alive at least for 800 years, right? But Emu could have been alive longer than that. We certainly don't know. Hey, and live it with the hydrate, bro. Posture check. I got you, dog. I do need to hydrate. Your strongest theory relies on the planet history, deities, and then a mix of regular zones, paramecia, and then ancient zones and logias. So like 3 stages of creation. Ooh, I see that, Jet. I like that a lot. Hold on, Luffy can affect other DF users, so... Ooh, I missed the point of that one. My bad, Becky. The initial goal, the failed attempt, and then the supposed recreation. Yes, Jet, I see you. Can we do emo only on TikTok? Hey, no, I don't have the ability to do that, unfortunately. But it's okay, dude. It's okay. Emu is actually just a demon who took over the King Emu during the Void Century and the 5 Gorosei and the 5 Guard they brought with them to take over the 5 other kings. I love that idea. So the original Emu told in stories is actually like a good guy or a good person for all intents and purposes, and then was overtaken by this. That's actually a great theory. What do I think of Shamrock's design? I think Shamrock's design is sick, dude. I love it. I was not expecting the long flowing hair. That was one thing that I just didn't see. But I freaking love the old, like, it's giving pirates as far as like the hoity-toity governmental pirates that we imagine from Pirates of the Caribbean. And I like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you have like Shanks, which is like the rugged, dirty, like hobo style pirate, which is like more like of an accurate depiction of what a pirate would probably be. And then you have Shamrock here, who is all fancy with the nicest garb and all of that. And I think that's actually really, really cool. Got a little theory going right now. After reading the official release, where's the corpses of the exalted king they speak of? I don't think Harold is dead. I don't know where or what he is doing though. So maybe Loki ate him. Dude, huge play. So something I've seen floating around the internet now, so I can't actually like say that this is my theory or I'm coming up with it like on the spot myself, but in relation to what you're saying there, Jet, look, we all know history is written by the victors. It's not written by the good guys or the bad guys. Specifically, it's written by the victors. Dofi taught us that, right? I genuinely am starting to think that Loki either was actually trying to protect his father and had to take the rap for killing him, where either A, maybe his father was the bad guy, because something that was said in this chapter that didn't sit right with me. I don't like how much we're glazing this old king. This old king is getting glazed to frickin' hell and back by the giants. And we all know that a lot of bad leaders in the world were also glazed up until the point that we realized, wait a minute, they're probably not the best for this society, right? So here they are. They're like, just look up. I haven't seen that beautiful visage in years. He was and literally it's like bolded letters right here, the greatest king in the history of Elbaf, they say, right? The man who loved peace and attempted to bridge the gap between Elbaf and the rest of the world. What if he wasn't trying to bridge the gap between Elbaf and the rest of the world? He was trying to bridge the gap between Elbaf and the world government. And he was trying to allow Emu's influence to seep in to the giant's world. And Loki, for some reason, somehow, some way, knew that that was going to be the demise of the giants, and it would end up being the worst possible thing for him. So the only thing Loki could do was stop King Harold to become the martyr of this situation, basically, right? And he's like, I'll be the bad guy. I'll take the blame. I'll be the one everyone hates, chain me up, hate me forever, but I gotta do it because I actually care more about the giants than I care about my perception in the public eye. How do I feel about the story on what happened in the castle with the king and the 100 warriors? Yeah, the massacre, right? Dude, that... All right, so what about this? What if the massacre was King Harold massacring all of his... Like, what if his army or his soldiers found out the truth about what the king was doing, right? What if somehow that information got leaked, and before they were able to leave the castle, the king massacred all the men, and Loki didn't get there in time to save those men. So then Loki shows up, sees a sea of dead giants, and he's like, holy dude, you've completely lost it, king. Like, I gotta stop you. And then that's when that final battle, that is the historic battle, ensues, and then Loki ends up getting chained up. Who would the strongest giant king, or why would the strongest giant king want Elbaf to be peaceful? Something fishy about him. That's facts too, Had. That's absolute facts. Your biggest thing is, where's Harold's body? Dude, I mean, absolute facts. If there is nothing but bodies in here, and the moment everything happened, they locked everything away, where's the body? Do we have any information on the way the giants handle burial rituals in Elbaf? Do we know anything about that yet? Have we heard anything about that yet? And also, like, what does ancient Norse mythology say? Doesn't ancient Norse mythology, like, don't they do the thing where they send you off on the boat and shoot an arrow and light the boat on fire? Like, isn't that the way they help you pass into Valhalla or whatever? Can anybody enlighten me on that if y'all have any info? In the case of Viking burials, it depends on how important you were. A village chief would be buried with all of his possessions and go to Valhalla. A normal warrior who died in battles went to Valhalla, or at least that's how it was for Norwegian Vikings. Crispy, thank you for that, brother. You're the exact person I needed for that. Okay, Richie, there is something to that. And that might put some holes in what I'm yapping about right now. So maybe Loki stopped him and then went off to accomplish as much as he could before he got stopped by Shamrock? Because, like, are we assuming it was Shanks, or are we starting to think that it was maybe Shamrock who actually locked Loki up? Because, like, what are we thinking now? Because this is changing, right? There's 2 years we have no context about between Harold's death and Shanks catching him 6 years ago. Yeah, no, lots of questions here, guys. I am pretty sold on Loki's not actually the bad guy here. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a good guy either, though. I would like to say that no matter how you cut it, he is some kind of gray area character. What DF do I think Loki has? My best theory on Loki's devil fruit is based on the fact that he has bandages. Loki is a trickster as far as Norse mythology is concerned. He is big with illusions and messing with the things that you see. So I think that if you allow Loki to have, I think it's something to do with his eyes specifically. If he can physically see you, I think Loki can truly alter your perception of the world around you and make you think things are one way when they're actually another. He's a king of illusions, so I feel like his devil fruit has something to do with warping your perception of the world. It could even be your memories, your thoughts. It could be all the way down to all of your senses. But I think it's incredibly powerful, which is why they have to have him chained and blinded. Do I think Loki will join the crew? Some of the community thinks he will join. Absolutely not. I truly don't think that would happen at all. I think Loki at best will turn into another Yamato style character, where honorary crew member did a lot for him. Loki is too independent of a person, I feel like, to want to join a crew anyway. Loki just doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would. We could see some one of these other giant characters. I would love to see a giant join the crew, but I for some reason don't think that's going to happen. But I'm not standing on that hill or dying on it. But I will say, yeah, Loki too prideful to join a crew. Facts. Join the crew. Where are you gonna put it? Exactly, Smiley. Exactly. Where is he gonna go, dude? He a giant could carry their ship at this point. So there's that. We still have the third layer of Elbaf. Yes, we do. Third layer being the upper magic system. Yes, dude. Yep. No. They're still. That's the thing, guys. We're still so early in Elbaf right now, like so early in Elbaf that it's kind of crazy. Like there is so much crazy stuff going on already, and we've only seen like this much of the world, dude. Like we really have. Like Oda does such a good job of not giving us a good perspective. Guys, this has been an amazing chapter, an absolutely amazing chapter, dude. One of the biggest reveals of all time in this story. When did that Shanks talking to the Gorosei chapter happen? 2018, guys. We've been talking about this since 2018. 2018, guys. And here we are. We have an answer. It's not the cleanest answer, but we have a freaking answer, dude. That's nuts. That's nuts, dude. You think it was Shanks still? Dude, a lot of people do, and apparently we'll get a little bit more reasoning as to why. I don't think that this says that it absolutely wasn't Shanks who talked to the Gorosei. I agree with that. Like, I feel like this is not cleanly clearing Shanks of the allegations, but it's pretty damn close. If Shamrock's the main villain, either Zoro is not fighting him or both Luffy and Zoro fight him. Dude, it would be sick to see Zoro fight Shamrock, dude. But I think that's a closer to in-game fight. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get the Shamrock fight we want this arc. I really don't think it's going to happen just yet. Might be too early for Shamrock to lose. That's absolute fact. Shamrock's not losing right now. And Shamrock is going to be a problem, dude. Yeah, like right now, I think Shamrock would absolutely obliterate Zoro. Theoretically, I'm thinking so. Magic has been connected to demons similar to devil fruits. The 5 Gorosei were only summoned when Saturn touched the ground and summoned them as Saturn was being boated to Egghead. Yes. Yeah, it definitely seems like maybe it's a magic ability that Imu's using for the summoning as opposed to a devil fruit ability. That is a good point, Jet, of like we do need to start allowing magic into this world because we've been very stuck on devil fruits and hockey, and that's the power system. And Elbaf is absolutely, I think, lightly but naturally introducing a third power system into this world. That is absolutely real. Hockey is probably actually like chi or ki based, yes. Considering they both require inner will and control. Oda has made use of many theories like color theory, snail phones, etc. What's to stop magic and inner energy. I love it, dude. I love that, Jet. I fully agree. With Hirden's dream being revealed, you think that could be the same for Loki, but under different contexts. IMO, the current peaceful Giants era is probably the worst thing we could see from the Giants. Not that it's bad writing, but for the future giant Straw Hat fleet rather than a nation ready to follow the sun god into a new dawn. The majority are going to want him gone because they know with his existence comes chaos and war. Ooh, I can see that. I actually like that quite a bit, dude. I think that's huge. I think it's just, I think what we're really seeing again is the cultural divide within the Giants. Obviously, there's racism within different I guess races within the Giants. There's also religious separation, whereas which version of the sun god do you worship, or are any of those 3 that they're worshiping actually the real one? Is there and even, you know, is there a 4th different one on top of that? Like there's a lot of those little things that they're sliding in here. So I do think that's huge. Or W Stream, thanks for the gift. Shout out Livid. Yeah, guys, to end this, shout out Livid Glitch for the #1 gifter of this particular stream. And Tim always coming through with the bits. Tim #1 on the bits. Livid Glitch with the #1 on the subs. We are turning all the way up, guys. I fucking love you guys. Tell the people you love them. Touch some grass, drink some water, and I will see you guys in literally, I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna go to the store, get some milk, but I'm coming back unlike your father. If you've made it this far in the video and you want more content like this, we have a full uncut version of this live stream in the Patreon, linked in the description below. We also have a Discord where we continue the conversation in theory crafting sections for One Piece. And then lastly, we have live streams that we do all week long. All the links are present down in the description. Please drop a comment. Let me know if you want more of this comment. Make sure to hit subscribe and that noti bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.